Good evening, YouTube. HeirofCarthage here, and I am coming to you in Thrones of Britannia. So I've got another early access look for you. We're going to be taking a look at the Viking Sea Kings campaign. Get an opportunity to give you about a 10-minute impression of what I thought of their campaign. So the video will be 10 minutes, but I will have played with them for longer than that. Just a couple of quick rundowns from this screen because I don't want to waste too much time here. Here are their cultural features and their faction features. They're going to have a slave trade, which means you can take slaves in battles. It's going to be an integral part of how they play in campaign. Reduced construction costs, very good axe infantry, and you're going to not take any seasickness and high seas attrition. So let's jump into it. They're going to start off on these islands here, and it says we're going to have some early wars. All right, so here's our start position on the map. Dublin? Is that what this is? Dyflin? I think it's Dublin. That's what it represents, right? I don't understand all this old English spelling they put into the game. It's going to be a real challenge for me. So things start off with some rebels. Let's kick the crap out of them. Shouldn't be hard. And dead rebels. So I thought it says we could get slaves out of this, right? Maybe you just get some for winning battles. Let's check that. So we destroyed the rebels. Let's take a look at the campaign map and see how their start position looks. I can't see any wars that we're in to begin with. This is going to be our food supply out here. So we're going to need to keep a hold of this in order to keep our food supply going. You can see the trade routes we have going here. Okay, so one quick turn in, I get this screen right here that basically says that I can either try and get the people around me to submit, or I can take it by force. Seeing as I'm playing as Vikings, I mean, it would be fun to get them to submit, but we're going to take it by force, which means we'll get a mission to take over the province of Brega, if that's how you say it. So let's do it. All right, my general here, Bard, however you say that, he's ready to move forward into the province of Brega, and we're going to have to start with this small settlement. I'm not going to declare war just yet. We're going to trespass into their lands. We've got enough supplies to be okay. And looks like our general has leveled up. Our general is also the faction leader, so we don't have to worry about loyalty. Right now he's got one in champion already, which, meh. I'm going to go into this forager because we get more food and he can replenish faster. Because I don't really care about the general's bodyguard that much at this point. So we'll be ready to attack this settlement that I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce on the next one. Alright, here we are. Let's take over their small settlement. We're going to declare war. No one's going to get involved. Good clean war here. I could sack it, but we're just going to occupy. Alright, well, I arrived at their main settlement. They have no defenses. So these guys we're just going to occupy. Well, let's take notice of a couple of things at the top of the screen that I think are interesting. So these are some of how the Viking Sea Kings are going to play out, basically. So here's our war fervor right now. Right now, my faction is really wanting some more because we're Viking Sea Kings, right? That's what we do. And it hasn't been going on for terribly long, so people are pretty happy. This is tribute factor here that it mentioned. So we can force other factions to pay us tribute. And it gives extra influence to our faction leader and takes down upkeep cost, gives us extra market trade, and obviously as that goes up, we probably get even more bonuses. There's this expedition factor here, which looks like says when the time is right, an expedition can set sail to further your faction's trade influence. I don't fully understand this yet, but I'm at rank 3 of 50, so I'm assuming as it goes up, maybe closer to that. And then the slave trade, here's the number of slaves and how much income we're getting, and the public order, because of the number that we have. So hopefully it gives you a little feel for how the Sea Kings are going to play out in terms of their mechanics. So do we have our siege equipment? We do have siege equipment. Let's fight this. We are in the settlement. My siege towers have reached the walls, and the pathetic defenders are about to feel the bite of my Eastman axes. So some more guys going to come out of there, hopefully push them back. got my axemen into combat over here. I should be able to best anything that they... Ooh, those javelins, though. Let's follow some of my scouts through town. They're going to move through town to the capture point, and we're going to take over the main capture point. Sometimes they've been setting some buildings ablaze as they go. I like it. Alright, I've sent my general in to take care of the last defenders. Let's watch them in combat. It's actually a sword unit of mine. They've got some spearmen defending the town square here. Let's move our scout cavalry back over to capture it. Get a rear charge here. So we're about to finish off the settlement. You can see the flames in the background. Very beautiful looking. These defenders were pretty ill-equipped to stop us. What do I think of the campaign so far with the Sea Kings? Like I said, it's fun. You got to see a little bit of combat. Combat actually felt improved this time over the last time that I played the game, and they did delay the release of the game, and that's good. I noticed that units stumbled around a little less and had slightly better pathfinding, and some of the charges and unit groupings and stuff like that looked a little bit better to me, so that was a positive to see. I don't know all the details. I'm just saying it felt a little better. And then in terms of the campaign map, I do like the campaign map. The campaign map looks good. There's a ton of settlements. These little minor settlements, they can be a nuisance to defend sometimes, but I like how they kind of have this specialty. And you have to protect them. They matter. You know, if someone comes in and attacks these minor settlements, it's not like, oh, big deal, woe is me, I just lost a little minor settlement. No, that's my food. And it's a big deal because the food plays into my supplies, it plays into how many units I can maintain. It's a big deal. So it's kind of interesting the way that plays out. I do like it. And then the Sea Kings, like I said, this whole tribute and expedition mechanic and slaves, and I mean, look at this already boosting my income like it is. It's going to be an interesting mechanic with them. You can really get that fired up, and right now, I mean, look at the war fervor. It is just rolling. Like, people want me to be out fighting, and it's giving me extra unit morale. The strong axe focus in their armies, again, similar to the Northumbria faction that I showed you last time. To me, I love it, because at least early game, these strong axe armies are just great at hacking down, you know, the kind of spearmen and other stuff you're going to usually find in people's armies. In the English armies, so they're not going to be ready to stand against you. So I don't know, I like it. This campaign seems fairly easy on the settings again, because I'm just playing on normal settings. So if you're looking for a real challenge, you'll probably want to turn it up higher, because at least starting for now, it's looking relatively easy because the enemies around me are pretty weak, and you can see I already have enough food and decent income. I could easily start fielding up a second army at this point. This one's more than capable of beating up a lot of low-tier enemy units because of these long axes. These guys get a charge on open ground, and it's just going to be decimating. These long axes, though, it must be more of an armor-piercing hit that they put on, because the charge on these Eastmen axemen is actually even better. Wow, there's just more long axemen in the unit. Or no, it's the same unit size. Wow, yeah, I don't know. I guess you should just go for the Eastman axemen. I haven't even looked at their tech trees or any of that stuff yet, but we can research technology now. It looks like the axe focus is open. That would make sense. That'd be what I wanted to focus on. I focused on this one first with Northumbria. I would do the same here. But anyway, campaign looks good. Sea Kings look like a lot of fun. Should be an interesting faction to play. And I enjoyed the time that I had in it. So can't wait for you all to get a chance to check it out. The game comes out now in April. Check the description if you want more specifics. But yeah, it's exciting. Feels improved. Fun faction they've added here. I like it. Anyway, what do you think? You excited for Thrones of Britannia? I think right now you probably should be. I think really my only big concern left is that it is the Attila engine. The game looks good. It plays pretty fun. The campaign map looks good, but it is hard to get solid frame rates out of this without turning the graphics down. Now, I don't have to because I have really expensive equipment, but I mean, I'm on 2K resolution, and the frame rates are a little lower than I'd like, so that's something I'd still charge to CA that they need to improve a little, but I mean, the gameplay's fun, the factions are cool, I like the building, and I like the feel of the campaign map and the battles right now. It's going to be a pretty fun game, I think. So again, feel free to ask me your questions in the comments. Tell me what you think, whether or not you're excited. Personally, I'm kind of glad they delayed it because I like to feel some of these improvements since the last build. So hopefully they'll keep doing it. Anyway, HeirofCarthage signing out of Thrones of Britannia for now. Hopefully I'll see you soon with more action.